who say you're only interested in the Middle East for oil.
What? Huh? Oil? Who said something about oil, bitch? You cooking? Oil? Hey, I don't know what... Come on, y'all, get out.
What's happening, YouTube? It's K-Mega405 live from the 451. I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamer. Now, we all like transparency, especially for something that we spend our hard-earned dollars for. You know, there's a lot of people that pay attention to what's going on in the gaming world, and it doesn't seem like, even with all the companies, that it's just not enough. Sometimes, you know, when it comes to E3 games, stuff like that, you don't want transparency. You don't want to hear leaks because it dulls the experience. But when it comes to certain factors, and that's just with, you know, people like what I showed in the beginning of the video with Mark Cerny to Yoshida, anybody that opens their mouth and gets caught in a lie, they seem to run away, or they seem to throw dirt over it. People forget about it, and instead of the same people that wants to address one issue, they don't want to address the other issue. I have no problem with talking about that Xbox doesn't have enough Japanese games to the likes of some people, and I'll give you an explanation of why that might be. But when you do the same thing towards other people, they tend to read off of cue cards. They tend to not do their homework. They tend to want to open their mouth and read whatever that they've seen on the internet and then just roll with it. And to me, because Sony is not transparent enough with their fan base, it makes them look like fools when they open their mouth and say something. I mean, when you really bring out a legitimate argument, the first thing they bring up is sale numbers. Then if they don't bring up sales numbers, then they bring up about no exclusives. If you bring up the whole no exclusives, then here you go with the same talk of Xboxes losing exclusives and so forth and so forth. And then, you know, the whole scalebound ordeal and, you know, closing down studios, blah, blah, blah. And it seems like nobody ever looks at their own backyard in a sense of, you know, if you're a diehard Sony fan or Nintendo fan and look at what they've done. And it's crazy all down the board. Like, look, I know I was upset about Scalebound, but it's not like Scalebound is absolutely dead. And who's to say that Scalebound can't make a resurgence later on down the line? Microsoft made the right decision. But the same rhetoric that we constantly hear, Xbox has no games, they lose this, they blah, blah, blah. PlayStation has got the same thing, you just don't hear about it. And the one narrative that really trips me out, that makes so many people sound crazy, is the fact that Xbox is losing their exclusives to PC. PC is not a console. PC doesn't have any, it's a platform. PC doesn't have any stock into any of this. It's just a platform. You know, it's the apps that makes the PC. And Microsoft has 95% of the PC market with Windows. They own Windows. They own Xbox. So if Xbox is going to make an app like UWP, how are they losing exclusives? How are they losing anything? They're gaining money. Even if they don't get a lot of sales from the PC side, they still, if they're 50,000, 20,000, 100,000, that is still revenue in Xbox's pocket. And it's a huge benefit for the console gamer, because once UWP gets established, they'll start implementing those PC games into the UWP. And that is huge, because those over-the-top games, like I talk about, like I say Gauntlet all the time, but you know, there's Divinity and Sacred, all those type of games. There's so many of them. Those games can start porting over to the UWP, and people can buy them and play them anywhere, so they can play them on their Xbox. Can you imagine WoW with World of Warcraft coming over to the Xbox? That would be crazy. And there's a lot of people that are nervous about that, thinking that, you know, that could hurt Steam. I don't think it would, but it would give competition. And then if the UWP app has comparable prices to where they can compete against Steam, then it's a whole new ball game for Microsoft. that extra revenue brings in new IPs, will probably make new studios, and then you'll start getting new IPs. It's a win-win for everybody who is in love with gaming or who is an Xbox fan. But to keep saying that they're going to lose their games is absolutely crazy. That's just kind of like you going to a Walmart rep, right? And you're telling, well, Walmart is losing revenue or they're losing money because they have because they're Sam's Club. What? They'll laugh at you. Because there might be people that don't like to shop at Walmart, but they love to go to Sam's Club. There's other stores that Walmart owns, like the Family Dollar and the Dollar General store. So Walmart's losing money. You know what I'm saying? The people that owns Walmart are losing money. No, they're gaining money. There'll be people that might not want to ever buy an Xbox, but if they see a game that they might want to buy from the UWP app, they'll say, okay, fine. But the other benefit of it as well is that the Scorpio is going to be more powerful than most of these people's PCs, so they might give them a thought like, hey, you know what? If I can't upgrade, I might want to go ahead and buy this Xbox Scorpio. Just a thought, you know, and that's a benefit for not only for the Xbox brand, but for gaming. I just don't understand how people can keep saying that, while on the other end, you keep hearing these crazy ass assumptions about how PlayStation has had this crazy ass lineup and nobody's buying these games. Nihon, hopefully that is sold well, you know. Horizon Zero Dawn, I asked a question. I got maybe about 12, 13 people that said they were going to buy it. They don't sound like there's a bunch of excitement. The game is a one-player experience, and it looks like, to me, that it doesn't look like a true PlayStation 4 AAA. It looks like something that Ubisoft would make, or that you would get from some unknown team that's making the AAA game. It's a beautiful looking game, but doesn't know about the story. I mean, there's still some, and actually it looks really easy to play. I mean, hopefully there's a difficulty mode. I'm not trying to knock it, because that was one of the reasons why I got a PlayStation 4 for myself, was because of Horizon Zero Dawn and Nihon. And for what I played with Nihon, it looks pretty good. And I ain't gonna knock it. It's a pretty game. But the thing that gets me tripping out is because people want to make the PlayStation 4 exclusive comparable to the PlayStation 2, and it's laughable. It's not even close. It's not even near the PlayStation 3 lineup. PlayStation 4 brings out a lot of filler. You don't get true major PlayStation 4 AAA exclusives. It's just a fact. These games are too overly priced. This game should be $20, $30, $40 at best. And Xbox is not out the woods yet. There's still games that Xbox needs to bring out, like games that's similar to Fable or Splinter Cell, action adventure. They need to bring out more games as well. But there has been no question that Xbox has brought out a much more stellar exclusive lineup this generation. That's a fact. But I want to hear your thoughts about everything. Big shout out to the GRG podcast, to Next, to BGST, and to Intro Media Gaming. We out. Peace.